Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel and you're welcome to another video. On today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you the things I did to change my name. So if you've seen from the description, you know I'm talking about change of name in the UK. This process, it's a very daunting and a very hard and stressful one, and I know a lot of people that would never ever even bother about this process, and I don't blame them. Like, I don't even know what came over me. I've been married since 2021, and suddenly, and I said I wasn't going to do it till my Nigerian passport expires in 2027, but suddenly something just entered me, and it was just so pressing in my heart to do my change of name, because one, I didn't want to like make a very bigger decision with my partner and then have to worry about changing my name afterwards. So I'm like, okay, ending of August, I said I was just going to do the change of name. Then I looked at the process, I'm like, oh my god, it's a lot, and it's really a lot. But anyway, I'll be breaking it down today in case there's someone out there who really wants to go through this process. They are ready to go through this process mentally, financially, physically. They're ready, and they are like, what do I really need to do? How do I need to go about this? So I'll be telling you all I did, and hopefully this helps someone to make that big decision also. So if you're stumbling on this channel for the very first time, my name is Adefemitalks. I film about lifestyle, faith, motherhood, and immigrant tips here and there. Please, if you like what you're saying, do well to like this video so it can reach more people, so we can promote this channel. And yeah, keep watching. Let's dive into today's video. So my British passport has just arrived, and I think I did a video where I shared how I got this passport. It's not easy, to be honest. So I would be speaking on if you have dual citizenship, how best to go about changing of your name without having to stress so much about it. I know that, you know, when your dual citizenship, you just can't be asked sometimes, especially if you're from Nigeria. I'll get to that part later, but anyway, so if you're dual citizenship and you're thinking of, I want to change my name but I don't know how to go about it, this video is definitely for you, so keep watching. So I had a list of everything. When I decided I was going to go through this process, I had a list of everything I was going to do and how I was going to do it, what was needed for each process, and I had everything written down. So all I just needed to do was, once one was ticked off, I just ticked it off. Once I did one bit, I just ticked it off, because it's a lot. You can see this list, it's a lot, it's full. Yeah, there are lots of things you need to do. It depends. This is not peculiar to everybody. It depends on your circumstances, it depends on what kind of thing you are into. You know, it's not peculiar to everybody, but for me, I had a lot of things I needed to change, especially with bank accounts. I had lots of accounts, credit card that I needed to change my name on. Anyway, I'll break it down for you guys. It's not that hard. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard. The first thing you need is, the first thing I would advise anybody to do is driving license. I think that's one of the easiest one to do. And what do you need to do to change your name on your driving license? First thing is, you need to collect a D1 form from the post office. So you go to the post office, any post office closest to you, you get a D1 form, you fill it, you either attach your marriage certificate, or if you have a deed poll, you use a deed poll and you attach your deed poll to your D1 application and you send it off. Initially I wrote down that I needed my passport, but I don't even need my passport. On the D1 form, all you need to do is, because they need to like verify you, so you need to put a passport number, whatever passport you've got. If it's a British passport, you need to put the passport number of your British passport on it, and you don't need to send your passport off. But if you have a naturalization certificate, if you don't have a passport, then you could also use your naturalization certificate and also one other document, I think. But then on the D1 form, it tells you what documents you need. It's so easy. You don't even need any. If you have your passport, you don't need anybody to verify you before sending it off. But if you don't have your passport, maybe you're using maybe like a Nigerian passport, then probably you need someone to verify you. All they need to do is, there's a part in the form where they need to like sign. You attach your photo, they sign at the back of the photo saying they know you, they sign, and yeah, you can send off the form. But if you have your passport, you can do that. So I would say, before you even change your name on your passport, if you're dual citizenship, before you change your name on your British passport, first of all do your driving license, because it's much easier, because you need your passport number to apply for your driving license. So, and you can do both at the same time, because if you want, you can send your deed poll, then the other one you can attach your marriage certificate, either which way. For me, I did a deed poll and I also have a marriage certificate. But if you have a marriage certificate, you don't actually need a deed poll. And deed poll, there are two different types of deed poll. If you don't know, there is a verified one which you have to like pay for or register in a council or in the registry, I think something like that. And there is the unverified one, which is the one I have, of which you can always like get like a copy online for free. I almost paid for this deed poll, but I saw a free online version of which I just adapted and I sent it to my 2 witnesses to sign for me, which also makes it a valid document. Mind you, there are some organizations that would say they have particular kind of deed poll they receive or whatever, but there's a trick to which I did my deed poll. There's a particular form paper, there's a particular kind of paper that I bought that I used to print out my deed poll, so which made it very professional, and there's no way I will take it to do that it will not be accepted. It was really looking good. parchment paper. So with this paper, you can see it has this certificate kind of look, so that it will be acceptable anywhere. So it will not just make it look like just some random paper, it will make it look like you actually paid for it. So, and there's a particular font that details that you have to put on it, which I will probably put a link to the free version of my deed poll that I used. I'll put a link in the description of this video, so you can also use that if you're planning to use a deed poll. Probably you don't have a marriage certificate, or your marriage certificate is from Nigeria and you're worried that maybe they will not accept it. You can get a deed poll alongside. So that is that about marriage certificate and deed poll. So collect your D1 from your post office, attach your marriage certificate or your deed poll, and read the instructions on the D1 form and send your driving license off with the whole driving license. So you send all these documents with the D1 form and your old driving license, and within 3 weeks your driving license should be back. And while this is important, you do your driving license first. My opinion, my advice is, because with your driving license, it's a proof of identity card. So your driving license is like your identity card. It's like a proof of your identity. So with your driving license, you would be able to use to change your name easily with your banks, if that makes sense. So that is why I would advise that the first thing you should do should be your driving license. Then after you've done your driving license, most of the banks, they will tell you can change your name online. The easiest one out of all the banks I bank with, out of all the credit card, whatever you can name it, is Barclays. Barclays does not even need any form of identification from me. All they needed was my marriage certificate, and that was enough. While the other banks, they needed marriage certificate, they needed you to fill a form. It was just so traumatic. While some of them, the ones that bank you use online, like Revolut, like Klarna, like PayPal, all you need will be your driving license, because they don't have like a physical office that you can go to. So, and you can change your name online via your profile. So those ones would require you have a driving license or some form of identity that has your new name on it. So that is why your driving license is very important, to at least have that form of identity before you go further to do anything. I think if you have a driving license, it makes it much easier and it's no longer stressful. People think it's actually stressful to change your name. It's really not stressful if you know how to go about it. So driving license makes way for you to change your names with your bank. And I had lots of banks like Monzo, Credit, like I had like not lots of banks, but I just had like savings accounts like Revolut, Monzo, Klarna. So I had like different places that I had to like change my name. So if you also have an insurance, you also have to change your name with your insurance. All they will probably ask for will be proof of identity, as we've said, driving license, and proof of where you live, and that will solve that. And they will also say proof of why you're changing it, which will be your marriage certificate or your deed poll would also serve as that. So I made a list of all the banks that I needed to change my name, of which have done all of them. The people I need to inform, insurance, DVLA. So once you've done your driving license, you need to also do your DVLA if you're driving, and change your name on with DVLA. Another easy place to change your name is also HMRC. All you needed to do is call them, and it's just like I just inform them, and that's it. Your name gets changed on your NI. Easy peasy. And you also inform your workplace, and they will also change your name wherever they need to change your name. In my workplace, I just informed them. We had the admin people, right? So I just had to like tell one of my friends to change my name on the system, and that got done. And another place I needed to change my name was, because of the nature of my job, I've got a security clearance where they check everything about your life. So I also needed to like update my name, update the record, so I'm securely cleared. I don't have any record, a negative record on me. So basically that's it. It's not as hard as we think. It becomes so much in our head, especially with, you know, maybe like there are some banks that give you problem, like Halifax, because I have a joint account with my husband with Halifax, so they made it a bit problematic because I couldn't do it online. They said I should do it on the app, but I couldn't do it on the app. There was another bank of which I had to go in person, which was my ISA account. I also go in person because I couldn't do it online. But basically most of the banks, you'll be able to change your name online, which makes it even much easy. But so far, out of all the banks, Barclays was the easiest one. I didn't need a driving license, I didn't need any proof of identity. All I needed was my marriage certificate, which was good. So on to the passport. So it took me I just got my passport this month, so over a month plus for me to get my British passport back. And what happened is, if you are dual citizenship, you cannot change your passport on one of your, how do I put this? Your dual citizenship, you need to change your name on every passport that you hold. So if you're dual citizenship, you're Nigerian and you are also British, you've naturalized, you are now British, you need to first of all change your name on your Nigerian passport before you even try the processes, or before you even try the process of changing your name on your British passport. Because if you submit that British passport application, it will get rejected, or your application will not be rejected, but they will just put your application on hold and tell you anywhere you have citizenship with, you have to change your name there before the British passport office will change your name on the British passport. Does that make sense? I hope that somebody understands that. But the mistake I did was, I was like, I can't be asked about Nigeria. My Nigerian passport is still very valid. I really want to do this now. And so after all, on the system, my names are already changed, so the British passport office will not have an issue. Well, while I was filling the form, they said whatever passport you hold, you need to send the documents alongside. So I sent my Nigerian passport, and that was where the problem started. Then the British passport office says, sorry, we are unable to issue you a new passport in your new name because the name has not changed in your Nigerian passport. Do well to send us a Nigerian passport that has your new name on it, and we will do the changes for you. And I'm like, huh? This is where the stress now begins. This is where the stress now started from. And I'm like, I'm not ready mentally for the stress of changing my name on my Nigerian passport. Because mind you, before we got here, I've actually did an application to change my name on my Nigerian passport, and the name still came back in my maiden name. How terrible was that? It came back in my maiden name, but due to my work, I couldn't wait for them to rectify. I just said that's fine, I will do it some other time, and I took the passport and left. So now, thinking of going back to go through all that stress all over again, it was not something I was ready for. But when my British passport got held, and they said they need a proof that I've changed my name on my Nigerian passport, I had to start the process, start the application, which will be entire different video on it, because it's a lot. So I went on the Nigeria Immigration Service website. By the way, everything has changed. Everything is now linked to your NIN. So when I started the application, I couldn't do the application because I need to change the name on my NIN. Then I started looking for where is NIN. Thankfully, I did my NIN in Nigeria. I had it even before NIN became a thing. You know when they say, oh, go and just do something because you don't have work to do, sometimes it helps you. That was when I did my NIN back there. I think 2012. I saw the record and I'm like, 2012? Like, NIN was not even a thing then. So, and I went on the NIN website. I changed my name to my maiden name, to my new name, to my husband's name. So once that was done, I now had to like go on the Nigerian Immigration Service portal to now change my name do the application and all that. But then the appointment that they gave me for biometrics was 20th of January, and I'm like, I'm going to be passportless till 20th of January. So I called the passport office and I explained to them that these emails that you guys keep sending me to send my documents, to send my Nigerian documents with change of name proof and all that, I'm unable to send it because I will not be getting my passport till January. And they told me, okay, that's fine, I should send proof that I've done the application. I was thinking that was the end. Then I sent the proof, and they still kept on telling me, or they still kept on sending me messages that, they still need proof of they have changed my passport. If not, they would close the application. Then something just said, let me just call them to ask. They received the document or they didn't receive the document. Why are they asking me so many questions? Get a letter from the Nigerian embassy to say you've uploaded, you've submitted, you've made an application. And I'm like, why is there so much English? Call them, and someone very kind hand replied me, picked the call and told me that it's going to like ensure that they check and go back to check their records and see, because what I have sent is actually what they wanted. And that was how the passport got issued. That is me telling you that, let's assume that you're dual citizenship and you want to actually do your British passport, change your name on your British passport without waiting for you to change your name on your second citizen, your Nigerian passport. Let's just use that so I'm not confusing myself with English. You're Nigerian and you're dual citizenship. You've got a British passport, you've got a Nigerian passport. Now you are not ready, or you've not done, you have not changed your name on your Nigerian passport, but you want to change your name on your British passport because it's faster and easier. Here is what you're going to do. Make the British passport application, make the Nigerian passport application. Then with your British passport, when you're sending it off, send the proof, payment proof, appointment proof, application proof, attach it to your British passport application. You know, when you're sending with your marriage certificate or deed poll or whatever you want to use, attach all these documents together and send it off with your passport, and your British passport will get issued with those documents. Don't take my word for it. It might just be that my case was just a one-off, but that is what I did. All I needed to get my British passport without having to change my name yet on my Nigerian passport, because I've already booked the appointment and it's in January, was I applied for a British passport to renew a change of name online on the gov.uk website. Then I attach the application form plus the printout plus payment slip plus appointment slip showing that I have made an application with the Nigerian embassy to change my name officially, and it was on that ground I was issued a British passport, or my new name was imprinted on my British passport. So if you have any questions, if you feel a bit confused, please drop me questions in the comment section and I'll be answering your questions as much as possible. Or if you want guidance, or you just, you're just a bit confused, you don't know where to start from, hold up, it's not as hard as we think or as we imagine. Some places you will find it easy, some places you will find it hard. If you have a house, you also need to change your name with the land registry, of which that was one thing I wanted to avoid. I wanted to do all this change of name process before I take big steps like that, because I didn't want to add more problem for myself. That is everything I did as regards changing of my name from my maiden name to my husband's name. Now nobody will start asking me if we are married or we are just co-parenting, or if I'm the mother of the child, because everybody bears Shumaski and I don't bear Shumaski. Now that is water under the bridge, and I'm so glad that this is something that it's now behind me, and I'm sure my husband is not happy now. He'll be smiling with a grin that finally I'm his forever. Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to drop in the comment section what are your thoughts, what do you think, how easy was it for you if you had done this process to change your name. If you're dual citizenship, was it easy for you? If you're not, if you're not dual citizenship, what are your thoughts on things like this? Was it easy? Is it even necessary? And mind you, don't have to do this if you don't want to do it. I've had people that say my husband is not complaining. My husband was not also complaining. It was just something I wanted to do. And what even motivated me was a friend of mine got married. My colleague, she got married at work, and the next day she changed her name on the system. And I'm like, yeah, is it that easy? And she was like, girl, I can't wait. So I'm like, yeah. So you guys are not mistaking me for my father's name, Mrs. I'm not Mrs. my father's name. Yeah, because I've had lots of people mistake me for my maiden name and be like, Mrs. Adeyemo. No, I'm not married to my father, I beg. More than no Mrs. Me, I'm still a Miss Adeyemo. So to just avoid those discrepancies, that was why I had to do it. But then let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Is it really necessary? Do we really have to do it? If you have done this process, what did you do? How did you do it? And if you're thinking about it, do you think it's something you really want to do? Mentally, physically, are you ready? Are you prepared for it? And thank you guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.